Hey, we have to hurry because I have a call in like 30 minutes. Come on, if you want my help, I'm serious.
Okay,
No. Leave that here for Kylie. Grab the other flat iron up that you left out there.
She doesn't need one.
Done?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna do your face thing at night.
Oh, you
It'll be great. It'll like put your.
Well, that was like.
Okay, you can do it right now while I go do the tough part.
Shackley used it the other day.
What are we doing?
Where's my lid from my brand new?
Is it in here? No, nothing's in there. Oh, it's right here. You're welcome. Can you straighten my hair too?
Shelly, do you want cereal?
Yes, please.
What cereal do you want?
I went to the little pocket.
Upstairs? I left my glasses next to the sink. Oh, can you get it for me?
Hey beautiful girl, my name is Kalpana. You don't know me like many of the people have been making videos for you. I adore your gorgeous mom, and when I heard about bullying being in your life and her amazing creation to make videos for you, I was like, holy fuck yeah. So I am so grateful that you are here, that you've been watching our videos, that you've been receiving our messages. And I have experienced a lot of bullying when I was in school, when I was young. So when I heard that you had this in your life, I was like, it's gotta change. And I just wanted to tell you, it might feel super real. It can be very intense. And if you were not interesting, if you were not powerful, why would people even bother bullying you? I mean, if you were so boring, then they wouldn't even give you any energy. So the energy that these people are putting into bullying you is more information about how fabulous you are than how bad or wrong you are. And regardless of whatever they're saying to you, what if you could use the energy that is being thrown at you and in a way like recycle it and turn it into a gift? And I know that bullying for me was something that I could not really talk about with many people. So I'm so grateful that now, in a way, these videos allow us to share what we've been through and the space that, I mean, I can personally say that I have stepped into. And what would it be like for you if you could already do it so you don't have to go through all the crap that I went through? And I'm here by giving you a really warm cuddle. I'm really grateful that you're willing to choose and create something else. I hope to meet you live one day, and I just want to tell you you're beautiful. I've been watching your videos and your photos, and you are a gift to the world, and those people who don't see it, it's their loss. Thank you for being beautiful one.
What'd you think about that one?
That was good.
Yeah? When I watched that one, I cried. Do you want to watch another one? Huh?
Recently, when my 8-year-old daughter, Shyla, came home and started asking me a bunch of questions about unkindness, all of my bells and whistles went off. I knew right away what she was talking about. She was doing a blanketed kind of umbrella line of questioning with me. Like, what do you do when someone says something like this? How do you deal with your own feelings of being hurt and not wanting to be that for someone else, is what she asked me. She said, I don't know how to defend myself, Mommy, and not say something that's going to hurt somebody else and have them feel the way that I feel. Like that didn't make sense to her mind. And it shouldn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense. If we're trying to stop something from happening, we can't continue to choose it in just a different direction. So like I said, all of my bells and whistles went off, and I knew that there was more going on with my daughter. And so I turned to her and I said, hey, Shyla, what's actually going on here? And right then her little chin started to quiver and her eyes welled with tears. And it was like this huge release that she could finally tell me about the unkindness that she's calling it unkindness. This reality calls it bullying that was happening at school. She started telling me about how kids are making fun of the clothes she wore, that they were making fun of her about her having like a special education program. She is behind in her math skills and her reading skills. They were making fun of her about her name. Things that kids do, right? And what if those kids weren't even wrong? What if it's about looking for a different possibility?
Hey, give me hugs. I have to go get on my call.
So the possibility that I was aware of by parenting with these tools from Access Consciousness was to stay in the question, not to go to conclusion about right and wrong, not to go to defense, and to turn to Shyla and say, hey, what would you like to create with this? And Shyla knows that question a lot. We use that question a lot in situations in our home and in life anyways, and she hears me ask it a lot with my life and things that I create. So I said, what would you like to create with this, Shyla? And she looked at me and she said, Mommy, I would just like to create something where no other kid has to feel this way ever again. And so I started to reach out to some of my friends who actually also use these tools from Access, and sharing with them what was going on with Shyla and what they were aware of as a possibility with changing this energy around bullying. And one of my friends, Marco, sent me a video for Shyla. It was just him reminding her of how potent she was, reminding her what a gift she was, telling her a little story about a dragon. And I received that, I watched it, and it like made me happy. So I was like, that's cool. So from that place, I got the idea. I said, well, what if she had more videos to watch? So I did a Facebook Live, a totally casual Facebook Live later that day, and just asked people, hey, even if you don't know Shyla, is there something you would have liked to have said to you that you could tell her now? Anybody across the world, I'm willing to receive videos from anybody and everybody. And I just got flooded with videos all over the world.
Hey, Shyla, this
Hi Shyla, my name is Diva. Hi Sheila, my name is Ivanka.
Hi, Shyla.
Hi.
We know your mummy.
Hi, Shiloh. My name is Deepa.
Hi, Shyla. I'm Lililana.
Hey Shyla, it's Hope.
Hey, Miss Shayla, this is Alan.
Hi Shyla, my name is Nilesh.
So feeling good about yourself is basically like you don't like compare yourself to other people. You just be who you are and stay that way. It doesn't matter if a person tells you to change, you stay that way. You don't change at all because people like how the way you are. They encourage you to do better, and they tell you that you're the best, and softball, yay! 32, whoever you are, I woo! Yay! You have to say woo! Yay is when it wins, but woo is when
We'll bring our center fielder in as a decoy.
If there's somebody out there that's watching this that could use some encouragement, what is it that you would like them to know?
I would like them to know that if you think that no one's on their side, there has to be always one person on their side, even though you don't know them or anything. Just know that they're going to be one person, at least one person is going to be on their side.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. I gotta say, one of the coolest things is hearing your tech guy go, "Oh shit," right when you're about to start. So, this idea of bullying is something that probably all of us can relate to. And a lot of you have kids. Some of you are kids. And a lot of you have the memory of when you were a kid and this was happening. And some of you have it going on right now as an adult, which is why we wanted to show that segment with Shyla, who is my niece. Sarah's her mom. And can you talk a little bit more about that, please?
Sure. So what had happened was, as we said in that clip, was that Shyla was experiencing this unkindness at school. And I still do a little bit. You help me with this, but go to a lot.
Just a little bit.
But go to the fight, and then and I saw what I saw when I looked at it was looking at the bully and trying to fix them was not going to change the end result. So we started showing her. I asked for videos around the world, and we started showing them. And what you'll see as when the documentary gets released is that Shyla watched these. It changed her perspective about her. And her point of view about her, it's like if you don't have the point of view or the wrongness, like the wrongness pimple, like we talked about, then people can't talk to you about the wrongness pimple because it's not there in your world. And so when she started to gain her awareness of her greatness, the bullying stopped. It just stopped.
Okay, so being you is where it's at. And being you always wins, as Shannon said. And this really, and so we live in this world that tries to make anybody who's different fit back in the box. Like, you're a multicolored unicorn, dragon, octopus, and your arms are out here and doing this, and like cut off your arms and put them in the box. And it's like, if you don't let it, nobody can make you, that. And so you also had an experience recently because one of her, Shada's teachers, was being unkind on a Zoom, and you initially went to the fight. Okay, and this is the thing, guys, fight against never works. And no matter how much you want to. And this is the other thing, when you know you're right and you know they're wrong and you want to prove it to them, you proving that is still not going to create a greater result. So what did you do instead? And tell us, let's just do a quick rundown of what you did instead and what came out of it.
Well, the first, on my being you checklist, if I'm not being me, I tap into somebody who's going to welcome me back to being me. And that was you that day. So I messaged you and I said,
"You're welcome."
I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to explode. Can you contribute?" And you asked me some questions, and it gave me back to a space of what I would like to create in the world. So it's not more fight. And so I went into a meeting with the school district with the question, what contribution can I be to them to change this?
Okay, I gotta, she told me about this and she also told me the result, and I was like, yes, this is what I have been hoping for, desiring in the world, where it's not, here's this fight, here's this bullying, and the teacher and the principal have been really mean and unkind to Shyla. And it's like, really, it's not just the kids, it's these people too. Yes, okay. But what you did is you went, okay, I'm gonna do something different. And also, did you have a sense like, when you go to do something that different, did you have a sense of it being almost like, like jumping out of the plane naked with no parachute kind of thing, into the shark bin?
Well, it requires the vulnerability. And so anytime you put down your weapon in a fight, you assume that the other person's going to get the control. But what you invited me to look at was, if I wanted to change this, I had to choose something different. And so putting that down and just looking at, a lot of times we don't want to contribute to the person we want to fight. That's kind of the last thing we want to do. But just showing up, I didn't say anything. I didn't give a speech about possibilities like I've done before. It never worked.
By the way, the speech about possibilities went something like this. There are other possibilities, you fucking assholes. And you should be choosing them for the sake of possibilities.
Oops. So, but so I just was a space, and it was like the world was spinning faster around me. I was like, what is happening? And this principal who cut me off at the knees every time, all of a sudden was like agreeing with me and willing to give different things to Shyla that she wasn't willing to get. Like all sorts of, I was like, this is so weird.
That change in the perspective. So, ladies, anything? This, yeah.
Well, this is a little, but I watched, I know Shyla, and I watched that video and cried and was so touched. And for me this year, it's been interesting because I have kids, and my older daughter has been, she's been bullying other kids. And to be on that side of it, and also not make her wrong and ask some questions. And it was so interesting, like when you go from that place of asking questions, and I found out what were you thinking when you said this to her? And what came from it, she was like, well, we used to be best friends like 3 years ago, and I just don't understand why we're not friends anymore. And that's what was under it. But she was choosing to be kind of pick on this girl and be like aggressive, and it just opened up a different conversation, and I got to see more where she was functioning from without making her wrong, and things have started to change, and now she's been sticking up for these other kids that have been getting bullied and saying like, hey, I don't know if like sticking up for them. And so it's changed so much from not making her wrong and also being willing to see what was going on and not be like, la la la, I couldn't have a child that does that,
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, and you talked to me about that, and it just brought tears to my eyes, because here she is doing these things where everybody else goes, this girl is a bully. Well, now that's a label. That's not, how can we contribute to this person? It's like a lot of the people that are lashing out and creating the most pain in others, it's because they're hurting themselves. And, if we lived in a world where we could ask what contribution can we be to these people, and you talking to her, listening to her, and her willingness to open up to you, change that whole perspective. And you glossed over it a little bit, but the thing about her actually sticking up for other people was the girl that she was bullying, quote unquote. She was actually trying to get everybody to align and agree and pick on other people. And then your daughter started standing up for these kids and like, I don't think we need to talk that way about them. I don't believe that. And so it's also this thing where you see in this situation, it's so clear that however we label something, if we stick with that label, we're stuck with the label. And instead, if we ask what contribution can we be? And the weird part is 99% of the time, we're not going to know cognitively what that contribution is. It's going to be, here I am, I show up, and it feels like the world is spinning around me. I don't even know how to talk right now. And then things are changing around me. You know that judgment-free day that that I walked us all through earlier? That is another element or aspect of the possibility embodied within that. And if we could get over our need to be right in any situation, like really, and realize that not being right does not make us wrong, and not needing to be right does not diminish us, it actually uplifts us. And it's one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves in having a quality of life that is different than other people know is possible.
One of the things, like what Emily was speaking to with the tools of access, not going to wrongness, one of the greatest gifts that I would love all parents out there to know is if you speak to the choice the kid is making and not to the being, you never do one of those label things on the being. It's about a choice. What did the choice create? What would you like to choose next time? I'm going to choke up because that has changed the game, like with who my kids get to be because of these tools, because nothing is sticking to their being, determining what they can choose tomorrow. It's just, hey, this is the choice. And I say in like the classes I do is like, I put the choice on the table. Let's direct everything at that and not there. and that's what we look at. And so,
dude. Dude.
And it's so different because I know, like with my older one, I was saying to her, like, she's been now labeled as a bully, and she's like, but I'm so bad, or I'm wrong. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, this choice created that, but she so wanted to keep going back to being wrong because that's what people do here, you know? And I'm like, this is just a choice. This is what it created. And to see her start to get out of that, and when she chose to be real nice to someone in this moment, come over, and the girl said, well, that's the nicest I've seen you been. And Nellie was really upset, and I said, you just keep choosing you, and you keep being you, and people might still have labels of you, and you be you, and it changes people.
Yeah. That. Wow. And I just have to comment on you because I know you haven't spoken up on this.
Well, it's reminding me of you just did a Facebook Live a few days ago, maybe a week ago, on conflict. And everything you spoke to has this also in it, where it's like you can either live in a world where you have to be right or you have to be wrong, or you can look at what kind of world would I like to create. And in that, you said everyone has a choice in how you respond to everything. But it's like being you in the face of conflict, bullying, all of changes, everything.
That. What else is possible, my beautiful friends? So in the context, by the way, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
I say again, one of the greatest gifts of my life are the phenomenal people in it. And wow. So in the realm of being you, we have these amazing people around the world that are being you certified facilitators, or maybe they're certifiable facilitators, which means 3 doctors can have you committed. Actually, what they did is they're all people who read the Being You Changing the World book and went, I want to bring that to the world. And all of these ladies are. And there's several others. And so what you're going to see next is these, we call them BYCFs because we shorten everything in Access. Because we do. I'm not sure why. Probably because Simone is our worldwide coordinator and they shorten everything in Australia. So we have these Being You certified facilitators who are going to be reading letters to their younger selves. I would highly suggest, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, in the next few days, just write a letter to your younger self. Tell your younger self everything that self needed to hear and everything you're aware of now. And that you actually have their back and you'll be there with them every step of the way. It can be a really cool experience. So that's what we're going to see next.
Hey, younger self. I'm here to give you a little awareness, advice, whatever you want to call it, from where I am now with the tools I've been using to really, truly be me. So you know how you worry so much about what people think, trying to please everyone, what's going on, where everything seems so significant and important and vital, and if you don't get it right, the world's going to end. Well, what if that is just a moment in a big, long, grand life that's full of joy and possibilities? And all you need to do is expand out, know what's true for you, and choose what you know and what works for you to have that expansive, amazing life. And it's way easier than you think.
Hi, my name is Søren Lassen and I'm a Being You certified facilitator, and this is a letter to my younger self. Welcome to the world. It's a beautiful place, full of adventures and things to discover for more than a lifetime. Inside of you, there are 2 different things fighting each other. One is a constant feeling that you don't fit in, and the other is joy. There really is no reason for either, and the only thing they share is you. During the years, you will explore these two different things in different and yet similar ways. You will experience the first time of several where you were told by adults and kids with judgments in the corners of their eyes that you're weird for not having a reason for your joy. And you don't understand why you need a reason to be joyful and happy. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to try finding the reason. You don't have to figure out what happiness is and why you are joyful. Doing that will only spiral into you spending way too much time trying to figure out how to fit in and understand why things and behaviors you don't see as valuable is all that seem valuable to others. Instead, I encourage you to explore your joy. Yes, that giggle feeling in your tummy. Let it out. Ask to find more of it and use all the fairy tales in your mind, especially the ones you can't put words to. You will later come to realize that they don't need words. During your teenage and young adult years, you will think you finally found why you don't fit in when you come out as gay. Inside, you feel scared at the same time because you know this is not why you don't fit in. You do your best to ignore it, however. Being gay seems to be a big thing for the people you know, and since you don't even know how to explain to them how different you feel for other reasons, you simply acknowledge it. You acknowledge that for many people, sexuality is a big thing. You will later come to realize that acknowledging others doesn't mean you have to be the same. In the meantime, you will party and drink a lot. More than most people. It's okay, enjoy it. You don't know of other ways to keep hiding what you are afraid of showing. When you get bored with it, you will stop. And this is where you will begin to allow that joy inside of you to lead the way again. You will allow it to flow in your veins as a very subtle yet loud foundation of who you are. You will come to realize that some people like being around you just for you and just for your joy. Could joy be a secret weapon and an unspoken invitation for people to live life differently, you wonder? Please know that it is, but it begins with yourself. Explore it. Don't stop for nothing or for no one. Ask for more of what makes you happy, and you will start finding what you've been hiding. Welcome to you. You are a beautiful place full of adventures and things to discover for way more than one lifetime.
My dear Goga, this is a letter from me being the age of 52, sending this letter to you at the age of 6. Why? Because you just moved from Bosnia to Slovenia, and there are so many changes awaiting for you in life, and I would like you to be prepared for that. I would like you to keep your smile on, no matter what, no matter how many judgments you will receive for not fitting in, no matter how many punches you will receive for not fitting in, no matter how many struggles you will go through for not speaking the language that other children speak. I would like you to hold your head up high and just let those people judge you and let the judgments go through. That is what it means being you. Stand up high. and smile all the time. Your smile is the greatest weapon you have. And no matter what people say about you, know your value, know your worth.
From Puerto Vallarta, by sunset. Sunset in the marina, a letter to me. Sweet you. You've been discovering life with joy and humor ever since you came to this world. I watched you. I watched you come into this world, conquering it with your cry. And I knew it then, and I know it now. A miracle was born. Yes, you had to fight it. You had to learn your way through it. You had to oppose it. But what if you embraced it? For if there is one thing I would like you to know, is that whatever you choose, whatever adventure you happen to be on, wherever your steps are carrying you, whatever comes up into your life, you are not wrong. You are a gift of joy and sparkles. You are what makes this world so beautiful today. Your shine is precious, and you know it. Remember what your father used to say? That the first 50 years are the toughest one, and then everything goes by itself afterwards. Sweet you, please don't wait. You are that miracle now. So what if I told you that there was no need to fight, there was no need to prove, there was no need to dim your light? You are a miracle, no matter what. Remember this and shine on. What a nice time to be born.
Dear, incredible, fantastic you. I know nobody ever told you this. You are a gift. Many look at you and judge you as too young to get the world, too happy, taking things way too lightly. You're gonna see when you grow up how hard things actually are. Please do not listen to them. Be the joy and the lightness you are and turn it up. Even if people run away or judge you, all that is a compliment of the ease and the space you bring to this planet that some will be happy to receive and some not. Nothing of this is personal. Nothing of this has anything to do with you. You are a gift. The magic you see in the woods, the fairies you see, are an acknowledgement of the magic you are. They are celebrating with you. People love their limitations and their judgments. It's okay. You are different. You love possibilities. You bring a future to this planet like nobody else. Enjoy everything. Explore what it is to be you. And turn yourself up every moment of every day.
Hi, me from the past. It's me from the future. I would like to tell you, you are a wonderful gift to the world. Even if sometimes you think not, don't listen to those lies. Know that you have impressive capacities, more than you can imagine. When you achieve something great, don't settle and always go for more. You can create everything you desire and with more ease than you think. Please honor yourself and choose what you know makes you happy, not others. Enjoy your body, use it, take care of it, pamper it. This body can teach you more than you think. So please listen to what it tells you. It talks to you all the time. You just don't want to understand him. Talk to him and ask him to show you the way. Ask, your body will know. Do everything that gives you joy, and please do me a favor and hear to your future self. This is me. Play, 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 and play more. And when you finish playing, play again. Have fun. You will create more for yourself and for the world just by having fun.
Hey John, you don't know me yet by now, but maybe you do. I want to welcome you to this wonderful world. I want to tell you how beautiful you are, how magnificent and powerful you are. Yeah, you're a little short, and yeah, you don't like what you see in the mirror with your body weight and all, but you're magical. You do not realize what a gift you are to the universe and what the connection you have to Earth and some of the people. Most of the people, they just don't get it. You spend most of your time in your head, but you don't realize that being you is the greatest qualifier in the universe of being you. How does it get better than that? How does it get better than that you are so dynamically beautiful as being you? Yeah. I know you're going to waste some years trying to be somebody else or trying to make somebody else happy, but that's okay. You'll get it at the end. Matter of fact, it won't even take the end. Something miraculously going to happen, and you're going to go ding dong, and guess what? You're going to be able to realize that life is so much easier, so much more fun, so much more orgasmic as long as you do one thing. Be you. I love you, John. Spread your magic. Peace.